what's up, guys? Sorry I'm getting this video out to you kind of late. I was thinking about just taking the day off. We put out a Backdoor Fantasy Sports video, but I kept thinking about it. I'm like, I'm running a little bit late, but I still want to put out some plays, have some fun, try to break the post-All-Star break curse that I've had lately. Yesterday was no exception. Rough outing. Felt good about Jose Alvarado going into this game, and then even through the first half, I was thinking he had plenty of momentum to cash this. He had like 10, like halfway through the first quarter. Took him over 19.5 PRA. He ended up ending with 16. Desmond Bane did not disappoint. 10.5 rebounds and assists. He ended up going for 12. Keldon Johnson broke his streak in the head-to-head against the Pelicans. He had 4 straight head-to-heads, which are all the head-to-heads he's had, and he's gone for 3 or more, and then goes for 0 assists in this game. So that one ended up burning us. Took him over 1.5 assists. Luka Doncic had a good outing, but seems like that 48.5 might have been just a little too expensive. They probably bumped that lineup just to the right spot, knowing that he just went for 49. People are going to expect him to go off, and he still had a great game. Went for 46, but just barely fell short here of cashing that 48.5 PRA for us. So I've got 4 plays for today that I'm liking. And one of these plays I actually put in my streak slip that I think we're 4-0. This will be our 5th pick. I'll tell you which play that is in just a minute, but we're going to be opening it up with Dyson Daniels. Going to go back to his 36 fantasy score. We took this last time. He cashed it for us with ease. Feel good about this same matchup, playing Miami again. So hopefully he can get it done for us. Zach LaVine, feeling good about his points, assists. He's just been kind of balling out with Sacramento lately, so I want to take advantage of this matchup against Utah. And the rebounds were a little expensive, so I just went points, assists on here. And then Ausar Thompson, 2.5 assists. We've been cashing this play for a minute now, and I'm going to be rolling this in this slip. I took his dunks on the Backdoor Fantasy Sports channel. 1.5 dunks, feel good about that too. But I like these assists a lot at 2.5, and this is the play that I put in that underdog streak slip. If you've been following along, tailing that slip, where hopefully after this we'll be 5-0 and keep working towards whenever we want to cash that thing out. So like him over 2.5 assists on underdog. It was only a 0.83% multiplier, so they're not even giving us a full multiplier for the over because they feel good about it. So we're getting it as not a goblin on Prizepicks. Tough matchup, but I feel like he can get this done. He's been in rhythm. And then RJ Barrett to wrap things up, matches up well against Indiana the last 2 games. He's went off, and over his last 5, he's been clearing this at a pretty decent clip. So 32.5 PRA. Let's see if we can't get these 4 to cash for us today and get us back in the green here. We're overdue. If you guys don't mind, do me a favor, like the video, drop me a comment, and I'll try to figure out plays with you in the comments. Whatever you are looking up, just let me know in the comments, and I'll do a little bit of research and try to get back to you as soon as possible. But yeah, it helps me out so much with the algorithm. I appreciate the support, guys. All right, so Dyson Daniels, this fantasy score, dude has been a monster ever since he left New Orleans and got traded over to the Hawks. It was like, I knew he was good, but I didn't know that the dude had defense like this, which is beautiful for fantasy score. 5 straight. It gets better than that. He went 10 straight. Beating this fantasy score. And so 100% hit rate over his last 10 games, averaging 35.9 minutes, just 2.8 fouls for the most part, keeping it pretty clean for someone who's so active on defense. 50% from the field on 12.8 attempts, so 6.4 made buckets. Shooting good from beyond the arc, just not shooting that often. Over this 10-game stretch, 50% from beyond the arc, 2 attempts a game, 1 made 3 a game. Not really getting to the line that often, but 2.6 made free throws on average over this 10-game stretch, so that might be able to help us cash this fantasy score a little bit, but it's really going to come down to defense for this fantasy score. If we take a look at his blocks and steals over the last 10, this is a big part of why his fantasy score has been going nuts. I mean, this is crazy. 7 steals in that last game against Miami. That was 21 fantasy score for us because you get 3 points for every steal and every block. Game before that against Detroit, 4 steals and a block. Like his low outing, like they've got his blocks and steals line at 3.5 for a reason. It's because this dude is a monster on defense. Against Orlando, goes for 3 steals, 4 steals against New York. 4 steals and a block against Orlando. So this has just been money for us, especially over these last 5. But it's crazy. That's just not an uncommon thing to see him go for, 5 or 6 blocks and steals combined. You can see too, like the matchups play a role, like against Detroit back here on February 3rd, 4 steals, 3 blocks. Next time he faces Detroit, he goes for 4 steals and a block. So maybe we can get the same thing going here with Miami. Goes for 7 steals in that last game. If he does that again tonight, that's just going to be absolute cash. There's that game. And then the fantasy output for that entire game was like up in the 40s, right? I believe 45. Yeah. So we just need him to go over 36. I think that he doesn't have to get 7 steals to cash this for us tonight, but hopefully he does. Let's take a look at Daily Grind, see what they're thinking about this play. All right, so they like his points under, his PRA under, and his PA under. They like his points rebounds over, the 19.5. They have it at a 51.58% odds to hit the over minus 125. They like his assists over. They don't think he's going to be as active on blocks and steals. That's pretty weird to me. They're favoring the under on the 3.5 blocks and steals when he just went for 7, and he's been getting 4 the last 6 games. He's missed that once. So go with your gut. They like the rebounds and assists over. They don't have the fantasy score displayed. Not totally sure why the optimizer hasn't been picking up fantasy score, but here's some pivot options if you don't want to take the fantasy score. All right, let's keep it moving. Zach LaVine. Man, look at this. He's been really popping off. This is pretty crazy. I know it's against Charlotte, but 42 points. How many minutes did he play in that? 31 minutes, 42 points, and 2 assists. I wanted the assists attached just because he is capable of popping off, and the matchup is really soft. 28th in points allowed, 28th in assists allowed overall. And if we go over to the shooting guard position, it's 29th and 29th, so a little bit softer to the shooting guard position. Cleared it 3 out of his last 5, has multiple, 2 games here against the Pelicans and against Charlotte where he went for 42 or more, had 10 assists, 32 points against the Pelicans. It's been awesome. Let's take a look at the head-to-head. Okay, so he only played them once, and I believe this was with the Bulls. He was very close. One more bucket or assist would have cashed it. He played 31 minutes in that game, shot 47% from the field on 17 attempts, 40% from beyond the arc. I mean, it was close. 5 potential assists, so he only had 3 assists in that game. So, I think he's playing with a more well-rounded team, and it seems like he's really starting to fall into place here with his role. And the minutes have been relatively solid, 36.6 minutes a game. And then the field goal attempts, he didn't, the games that he missed, at least this one here against Golden State on the 21st, he only had 5 made buckets on 12 attempts. He's averaging 17.4. So you would think that if he had been taking more shots, he should have been able to cash that. But I think coming off this game a few days ago against Charlotte, getting real hot, now he's got a soft matchup here against Utah. I think that he should be able to go off for us again tonight. Let's take a look at Daily Grind. Let's see what they think. Come on. It's freezing on me a little bit. There we go. Oh, look at that. They like his points assist as the best play. 51.7% odds to hit the over minus 126. They like his rebounds over. They don't like the points rebounds, but they do like the full PRA if you prefer that. They have that at a 50.67% odds to hit the over minus 120. And once again, the PA is 51.7 minus 126. They also like his first quarter points over 5.5. Actually, they just have it at a 50-50 shot, so they don't really know how to call that. And they feel the same way about his free throws over 4. They kind of don't know how to call that either. But the PRA they like over, the rebounds and assists over, and the PA is their favorite. So we'll take it. All right, so Ausar Thompson. Yeah, 9 out of his last 10 games, he's gotten these assists for us. And the one that he missed against Atlanta was one more assist would have cashed it. So tough matchup here against Boston. I know, third in assists allowed overall. Go to the small forward position, and it's the same, third in assists. So I get it that this matchup is a little bit scary, but I do feel good about it. Let's see. So yeah, they're just letting us know the same note we're looking at on his last 10. The head-to-head, he historically does not have a good head-to-head here. So I want to give you guys all the information. First time he played Boston in his career, December 28th, 2023. He went for 2 assists, but his minutes were really low, 11.8 minutes, and he dropped 2 assists. Then his next outing, he only had 13.3 minutes, and he went for 0 assists. So I don't blame you if you want to fade this. I'm not only taking this, but I put this into my my streaks lineup. So hopefully this doesn't burn my streaks lineup that I've got going, that I'm hoping to keep going. But the main difference to me is, for one, his last 10, he's been very successful with getting at least 3 assists in all but 1 game over his last 10. And the minutes are, just under double what he had in those last 2 matchups. So 24.3 minutes, 3.7 fouls. Hopefully he doesn't get into foul trouble, but 6.2 potential assists over this stretch here. So I'm banking on him getting 3, and I'd like to see him get this done in the first half is what I'm aiming for here. But I'll take it, anytime in the game, but I feel like he can maybe get this done in the first half. I think he's going to be assisting the ball quite a bit, or at least, staying in rhythm with what he's been doing over the last 10 games. And so that those 2 head-to-heads were from last year. And then as of February is when he's been on this heater. So I'm hoping that he just kind of, keeps it together for us and gets it done in what is a tough matchup here. Although I think Detroit historically actually does pretty decent against Boston. I'm not surprised. Well, yeah, I mean, look at that. 226.5, only a 5-point spread. I would have expected this to be at least double-digit spread, but they're playing in Detroit, and Boston only has a 5-point advantage according to Vegas. So that makes me feel more optimistic. If he can stay out of foul trouble, just get us those assists, we should be good to go. All right, so RJ Barrett. I told you he matches up well. He matches up well against Indiana. You've got back-to-back games where he went pretty nuts, and that was with Scotty Barnes available in some of these and unavailable in one of these. So he goes for 43 last time they played, December 3rd, 2024, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 29 points. The time before that, 39 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. That's pretty wild. The same exact RA in both matchups, and then just 10 points more. But then even the 2 times he missed it, another bucket and an assist, or another bucket and a rebound, he missed it by 3 essentially. So very close there. And then the first time he ever played them, he got it done too. So I feel good about him accomplishing this for us. If we look at his last 10, I think he's just been getting in rhythm here. Well, actually we're getting this at 32.5, and this is showing 33.5. So we are getting a full point discount here on Prizepicks compared to what the market is got this line at. So let's look at that 32.5 on the last 10. So 5 straight games of getting it done. One bucket here would have gotten it done for us to make it 6 straight. So yeah, it's not like he's only had 2 games where he was really not even close to cashing this. Let's see these last 5 games where he's been more consistent. Let's see what his minutes have been looking like. 32.8 minutes, 2.2 fouls, literally never getting in foul trouble, 54% from the field on 17.4 attempts, 43% from beyond the arc, 2.4 made threes a game over this 5-game stretch, 8.2 rebound chances, 8.4 potential assists. So yeah, the matchup in general is not real scary. 20th in points allowed, 18th in rebounds allowed, 16th in assists allowed. If we bump over to the small forward position, a little bit tougher on points, 11th in points allowed, 19th in rebounds allowed, 25th in assists allowed. So really soft for assists and pretty soft for rebounds. But we know his history, at least the last 2 times that he matched up against them, he had no trouble with the points, 29 and 39. And I believe, yeah, those are the only 2 games this year. So these other games were from last season. And then both times he's matched up, he's been super consistent with rebounding and assisting and has had no issues. Let's see what his attempts have looked like in these games. So he shot 62% in the first matchup. First matchup, 13 of 21. And then 58% or 56%, 9 of 16 in his second matchup. So we also have Scotty Barnes, who's a game time decision as of 3 hours ago. Questionable for Wednesday's game due to a hip contusion. Wednesday's game is the second leg of a back-to-back, and the Raptors could exercise caution here, is what the note says. So just for fun, let's go 2024. So on his 2024 season, he's already hit this more than half the time, 56% hit rate. Let's take a look at the away games. So not as good on the road, 43%. But let's go all of 2024. I haven't looked at this, so this could burn me. Look at the back-to-backs. Okay, so yeah, he's only a 40% hit rate on back-to-backs, so go with your gut. It might be a little bit tough for him, but I think if Scotty does end up missing, he's going to be even more relied upon. Maybe we'll see up in the 20 attempts and be assisting the ball a lot more too. I think he'll be the main facilitator if Scotty's out, but that's going to be vacated rebounds, vacated assists, and shot attempts. So whether or not Scotty plays, I like him to be able to get this done, but if Scotty's out, I actually like it a little bit more personally. Let's take a look here at Daily Grind, then we'll get out of here. All right, so they like the PRA. They have it at a 51.06% odds hit the over minus 122. Most of these platforms, actually we got one 31.5. We have a lot of 33.5, and we've got a decent amount of 32.5. So the points assist, they also like to go over. Other than that, they're calling his unders on like rebounds alone, although he's got back-to-back head-to-heads with 9 rebounds. I don't know if I'm taking the under on 6.5. They also don't like the rebounds and assists at 11. I disagree with that too. They do like the full PRA though. That's my favorite play. It's just the full PRA because the 2 back-to-backs, that says something to me, you know, pretty consistent there this season matching up against Indiana. So if you guys want to check out this app from Daily Grind, you can get 25% off when you use code BACKDOOR over at dgfantasy.com. They're going to give you 25% off for as long as you want to lock that in all the way up to a year. And then if you want to check out Outlier, this is my favorite app, and it will help you cash more often if you like to dive into the details, really get to understand a play before you take it. I love messing with the minutes dial here, see what players have done. You know, if I just say like, okay, so what has he done all season if he's getting, let's just say 30 minutes. It's moving kind of slow right now, but I'll try to show you guys for an example. So if he's getting 30 minutes a game, he's got a 62% hit rate. I love this minutes dial for stuff like that. You can take players in and out of the equation. You know, what has he done without Scotty Barnes if Scotty misses? On the 2024 season, 62% hit rate, 8 out of 13 games, 5 straight games. So those kind of tweaks to me just help me make a more informed decision. That's why I love this app. You got all these matchups. You can go positional matchups with each team, injury reports, insights. It covers everything. You can try it out for free. Just sign up through the Outlier link below, and they're going to give you a week before you have to make any commitments just to see if you like this. So yeah, shoot me a comment if you have any questions about the apps or players. I'm happy to get back to you when I can. And don't forget to like the video. I really appreciate the support. I'm almost to 1,000 subs, and I just have you guys to thank. So let's get back in the green tonight, guys. Appreciate you tuning in. Good luck. I'll catch you in the next one.